Good evening. It's one of the biggest questions voters will ask at next year's referendum on Scotland's future. Can we afford independence? Today we got an answer. It shows the government is spending a lot more than Scots are paying in tax. But that gap isn't as big as it is for the United Kingdom as a whole. The next question is about Scotland's economy. What are the prospects for it getting back to growth again? Well, here's our business and economy editor, Douglas Fraser, and you've got some answers.
Thanks, Jackie. Well, money in, money out. For us all and for government, it's best to keep them roughly in balance. And with a big decision coming on Scotland's future, the state of the country's coffers will matter. We learned today from official figures that last year's taxation in was nearly £57 billion, while spending out, including capital spend, that was £64.5 billion. That leaves a deficit of £7.6 billion. That looks like a big problem. Its scale is best understood as a share of the economy as a whole, and that's 5%. That's more than you'd want as a deficit, but look how it compares with the whole UK, which had a deficit of nearly 8%. Why is Scotland doing less badly? For the simple answer, look over the horizon. Without tax from oil and gas, Scotland's got double that size of deficit. And that offshore revenue is volatile. The Scottish Government says as much in a private paper leaked to the BBC. It warns Scotland's total deficits projected over 6 years have more than doubled as oil revenue estimates have been revised down, creating considerable uncertainty for Scotland's finances. In the argument over independence, ministers at Holyrood are undaunted.
What the Scottish Government would want to do is to use the full powers of independence to create maximum economic opportunity for Scotland, to grow the economy, to grow our revenue base, and to ensure that we can create a prosperous and a fair future for the country. And what this report today demonstrates is that Scotland has very strong foundations for being able to do that.
But what we recognise, and what today the Scottish National Party have also recognised, is the huge volatility about those oil and gas revenues. Now, we can absorb that volatility from year to year within the UK. The question for us is how we would do that if we were independent. And there are big issues which even the SNP now acknowledge about the ageing population, about the challenges of welfare, which this volatility would undermine.
These figures give us some idea of where public finances were last year. But where is the economy going next? Today, Strathclyde University economists said production from engineering to whisky is doing better than services and construction, but they downgraded their previous forecasts for growth to less than 1% this year, remaining weak next year and slightly better after that. So, on that evidence, don't expect the return of much of a feel-good factor when Scots vote on independence next year. On jobs, though, the part of the economy that matters most to most households, the economists forecast a rise this year and next. The better news, it doesn't look as steep a rise as previously feared. Jackie.
Thank you very much.